UFC 311, Makhachev versus Moicano. What a turn of events. We have Tsarukian getting injured a day before the fight, and Moicano coming up to replace him. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. Let's start with the first fight of the night. We got Tagir Ulanbekov and Clayton Carpenter. I think that this fight will be closer than what most people expect. And I actually believe that Clayton Carpenter can win this. I do believe he has the skills in terms of his wrestling, his control with his wrestling, and his striking to win against Tagir Ulanbekov. When you look at Tagir's record, he got 2 losses. One of them was Tim Elliott, and the other was Zaglis Zagmagulov, who was in the UFC, and he's not there anymore. He got a win against Nate Menes, who's, he's a striker. He managed to submit him when he tried to, maybe go for a takedown. Cody Durden, he managed to get his back and submit him as well. He got a split decision with Alan Nascimento, who's a really good jiu-jitsu guy. Bruno Silva, he got a decision win. I'll tell you what, Clayton Carpenter is a really, really strong individual. I think he's going to be more physical compared to Tagir, who's already have problems making weight, and you don't really know how it's going to affect him during the fight. Clayton looked really well on the scale. I'll say this. If you take Clayton Carpenter, personally, I would hedge the bet with Tagir winning by decision. I don't see Tagir finishing him. Clayton Carpenter, I think he's explosive enough and smart enough not to jump to a guillotine, which Tagir has good guillotines, by the way, but I don't see that happening here. But I'll say that if you're going to take Clayton, maybe hedge it with Tagir to win by decision. But I like Clayton. I'm going to pick him as the dog. I think the value is on him. So we're going to go with this one. Next one, we got Ricky Turcios and Bernardo Sopaj. I'm going to pick Sopaj to win. When you look at his last fight against Vinicius Oliveira, who looks really good, like he styled in his last fight against Ricky Simon, who was the big favorite, and Vinicius Oliveira made him look like an amateur. And he was winning against Vinicius until he got knocked out with that knee to the face. I think he has all the skills to win against Ricky Turcios. For me personally, it's hard for me to rely on Ricky as a fighter. He's not that stable. We saw it in his fight against Raul Rosas. He makes mistakes. He can get taken down. He can get submitted. And I see Bernardo Sopaj using his wrestling to control Ricky and possibly even submitting him. I'm just not that impressed by Ricky. I think Bernardo Sopaj has much more to offer in this stage of both people's careers. So I'm picking Bernardo Sopaj. I'm not gonna pick a specific prop. I'm just gonna say that he's gonna win, and that's it. Next fight, we got Rinya Nakamura and Muin Gafurov. I'm gonna pick Rinya Nakamura. I was impressed by this guy from the first time I saw him fighting in the UFC. He's levels above. He's levels above with the wrestling. I see him taking down Gafurov, who's a dangerous striker, and I see him taking down Gafurov and controlling him, maybe even getting a submission. He has this key lock submission that he likes. Gafurov he's a tough dude, but he can make mistakes. He got submitted already by Nurmagomedov, and I see him getting submitted by Nakamura. If not, Nakamura can win by decision, but I like Nakamura even as a parlay piece. The numbers are not that good, but he should get the job done. He's a much better fighter overall. He also has really good striking, so I don't see any problem if it stays on the feet for any reason. But he's gonna take him down, and he's gonna control him or submit him, or just control him every round. So give me Rinya Nakamura. I'm very confident he's gonna win. Next one, we got Carol Rosa and Eileen Perez. This fight comes down to the question if Carol Rosa will manage to stuff Eileen Perez takedowns. I believe she will be able to stuff her takedowns. And if it stays on the feet, she's levels above Eileen. She has really good leg kicks, good striking. She looked good against Penny Kianzad, really styled on her. And she has good jiu-jitsu as well. She's competing in grappling matches, so even if she gets taken down, it's not like she's a fish out of water. For example, like Daria Zeleniakova, who got submitted immediately when she got taken down. So I like Carol Rosa here. I think that she's gonna be able to be better no matter where the fight goes. Eileen Perez, though, she's a tough girl, man. She can get the job done if she needs to. We saw that in our fight against Jocelyn and Pudilova. She's a grinder, and she's gonna keep going. She's not gonna give up. So I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park for Carol Rosa, but she should get the job done. So give me her to win. Next fight. This is a fight I really like. We got Diego Ferrera and Grant Dawson. People are overlooking Diego Ferrera, in my opinion, in this fight. The guy is a third-degree black belt, and it's very hard to keep him down. Even in his fight against Mateusz Gamrot, which he lost because I think he broke his rib or something. But when you look at his fight against Rebecki, man, Rebecki is a very strong grappler. And Rebecki couldn't keep him down. Now Dawson, he's relentless. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep pushing the pace on him. But he gets tired. We saw it in his fight against. He had a fight against, what was his name? Forgot what was his name. But he had a fight where he won 2 rounds, and in the 3rd round he completely gassed out. He couldn't do almost anything. That was against Ricky Glenn. Yeah, Ricky Glenn completely destroyed him. Give him 20 more seconds, and Dawson was getting submitted by Ricky Glenn's Darce choke at the end of that round. And I can't trust Dawson's chin. He's like, his chin is unreliable. I had a lot of money on him against Bobby Green, man. I will never forget that fucking fight. He was a big favorite coming, and Bobby Green just knocked him out 30 seconds. He has no chin, brother. And Diego Ferreira has strong hands. We saw what he did to Michael Johnson. We saw how Rebecki's face looked like when he fought against him. So Diego Ferreira only needs to connect once to send Dawson to the Shadow Realm. So I like Diego Ferreira to win by finish. Whether he's going to submit him or knock him out, I think that Ferreira has the ability to do so. I didn't like the way he looked on the scale, to be honest. He looked a bit wobbly. I hope he's going to recover well. But, the guy is 40 years old almost, so that doesn't help. But I'll tell you what. If you take Diego Ferreira to win by finish, I would hedge that bet with Grant Dawson to win by decision, because I don't see Grant Dawson finishing Diego Ferreira. When he fought against Solecki is a good jiu-jitsu grappler. He's not the level of Diego Ferreira, but he managed to stay safe, keep him in the guard, and Dawson is not going to finish Diego Ferreira in his guard. And Rafa Garcia, man, he was just helpless when Dawson took him down. So yeah, give me Diego Ferreira to win by finish. If you want to hedge it, Grant Dawson to win by decision. That's what I think is gonna happen. Next fight, we got Bogdan Guskov and Billy Alekana. I'll be honest, I haven't seen any tape on Billy Alakana, so it's gonna be very hard for me to give you a proper prediction here. I'm just gonna say that Bogdan Guskov looked tremendous in his last two fights, knocking out Zach Pauga, knocking out Ryan Spann. We got a person here coming short notice from the regional scene. Hard for me to believe that he can win here. I'm just gonna say that Guskov's gonna win by knockout, just because that's what we've seen from him. Take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, that's what I would pick. Next one, another fighter that I haven't seen is Azmat Bikoyev, and I just know he's the favorite against Zach Reese. I saw many people putting money on Zach Reese. I have to go with Zach Reese, man. He looked like a killer, man, against Medina, against Marquez. He's a very well-rounded guy. Even if he gets taken down and by the name of this guy, he's probably going to try to wrestle with him. Reese has nasty submission. We saw it in his fight against Eli Aronov in Dana White, where Eli took him down and even won the striking exchanges, but he got immediately submitted by armbar by Zach Reese. So he's a problem, man. He's a real problem, and I'm just, I cannot pick against him here. So do it as you wish. Okay, next one we got Peyton Talbot and Ronnie Barcelos. I'm picking Peyton Talbot to win by knockout, but don't get surprised if he gets submitted by Barcelos, okay? Because if Barcelos can get this fight to the mat, he's a very, very problematic jiu-jitsu guy. And he got knocked out only once by Umar Nurmagomedov. But, man, he's a problem when it comes to, the way he plays on the feet. And he got wins against Said Nurmagomedov, bro. Timur Valiev, Victor Henry won against him. Carl Phillips won. He won against Christian Quinones, submitted him in the third round. Don't be surprised, man. I'm not going to lay anything about on Mr. Talbot at this price. We saw that he can get taken down. We saw that you can take his back quite easily. And who did that? He fought against, I remember because I had the over on that fight, but he fought against a grappler who's not in the UFC right now, by the way. What was his name? Let's see. Nick Aguirre, and he took his back in the first round. He just got gassed bad, and eventually he got submitted by Python. But I don't see this happening with someone like Barcelos. So you know what? I'm saying Ronnie Barcelos win by submission. That's my pick. He never fought against someone with that level of jiu-jitsu. And you know how the books work. They overhype these prospects. I think it's worth a shot to put a small amount of money, maybe half a unit on Ronnie Barcelos to win by submission with the price you're getting for it. So, yeah. Next fight, we got Kevin Holland and Rainier the Ritter. I'm really split on this fight. It comes down to if Kevin Holland manages to stay on the feet or not. Because if the Ritter takes him down, it's night for Holland. But I think Holland will manage to stay on the feet. We saw that even Khamzat had to really scramble, and he's like a very high level wrestler. He had to really scramble to get Holland down, to take him down and submit him eventually. And the Ritter doesn't have that wrestling. Like he doesn't. He's the better. I'll say he's a better submission. He has better submission skills than Khamzat, but he doesn't have as good of a wrestling as Khamzat. So if it stays on the feet, Kevin Holland can win. Like the Ritter had problems taking down what's his name? Gerald Meerschaert. He eventually managed to submit him in the third round, but it was a close fight up to that moment. So I'm gonna pick Kevin Holland to win, and if it stays undefeated, I see him finding the chin of the Ritter and knocking him out. So yeah, that's my pick. I'm gonna pick Kevin Holland to win by knockout. Next one we got Jelton Almeida and Sergey Spivok. I'll make it simple. Both are good grapplers. Jelton Almeida will have the wrestling advantage because Spivok can get taken down. We saw that even in his last fight against Tybura, where Tybura got submitted. But Jelton Almeida will not be submitted by Sergey Spivok. And even if it takes Spivok down, Spivok can stay safe there. I see him just surviving the onslaught by Almeida for 3 rounds. I'm saying Jelton Almeida is winning by decision. That's it. That's my pick. Do it as you wish. I like the price that we get for Jelton Almeida by decision. Next one, we got Jiri Prochaska and Jamal Hill. Under, bro. This is an under. Both are very, they're going to come out and try to kill each other from the first round. Jamal Hill has a lot to prove after losing. Jiri is in the same place. Both are psychos. Yeah, this is going to end before the third round. Give me the under. That's it. I'm not trying to find the right answer. I'm trying to make money. Ooh, Merab and Umar. Fuck, man. This is going to be a very competitive fight, in my opinion. More than people expect. Umar, we really haven't seen any weaknesses by him. Maybe his striking, but even then, he was winning the striking matches against one of the best strikers in that division, which is Corey Sandhagen. Merab, man, we saw him get tagged a little bit, against even Henry Cejudo, but he made Cejudo look like an amateur with the wrestling. And Cejudo is like an Olympic wrestler, gold medalist. And Peter Yan, everybody thought Peter Yan is gonna destroy Merab, and Merab completely annihilated him. Sean O'Malley, man, he always manages to get the wrestling going. Will he manage to do the same with Umar? I don't know, man. Umar is young. Umar is hungry. The guy is a problem. But I have to go with my guy, Merab. I'm going to pick him to win by decision. I think that if he doesn't get caught in the striking exchanges, I just see the pace of Merab being a problem for Umar. Maybe a live bet would be a good decision here. If you see Umar starts to get slow down, I don't see Merab controlling Umar because he's just gonna take him down again and again. That's the way I see it. But man, Umar has been wrestling since he was a baby, so it's gonna be interesting. I wanna pick Merab to win by decision. Next one, we got who we got? We got Islam Makhachev and Renato Moicano. So Arman Sarukian got injured, some back injury. I don't know exactly what happened there. And Moicano now has the chance to fight for the belt. To be honest, I don't see any way that Renato can win here. I see Islam actually knocking out Moicano. We saw him getting tagged a few times. He lost a few times by knockout. When it comes to the grappling, man, striking, Islam is just better everywhere. And with all due respect, I love Moicano, man. He's a very fun character, and I agree with his philosophy and all that. But man, Islam is a problem, and he's not gonna lose here. So I'm picking Islam to win. I'm saying he's gonna knock him out just because we saw Renato being knocked out already, and man, Islam is a problem on the feet. Man, he can strike. He was competitive with Dustin Poirier, who's arguably the best boxer in that division. So yeah, I'm picking Islam to win by knockout. That's my pick. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and you join my free Telegram group. You can find the link in the description. And I give one free bet every week. The free bet this week is Diego Ferrera to win by finish. So yeah, that's it, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.